Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. I do apologize for not having a video yesterday. It was just a day that I was under the weather. Today's project is hopefully going to be quick and simple, and you only need 2 pieces of cardstock. We'll start with my usual 5x7 card. I seem to have a shadow. I apologize for that. The card is 10 inches by 7 inches. I creased it at the 5-inch, folded over, and scored it with my bone folder. And then you just need 2 pieces of 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 inches. And we're going to make a horizontal card today. And out of this one piece, I'm using a set of oval dies, and you can use any shape die that you have, just whatever's going to fit with your rubber stamped image that I'm going to show you what we're doing with. But I'm using the oval stitch dies from Want to Scrap. And you'll just take on one of your pieces of paper, kind of center your stencil in there and die cut it out. And I did that offline to save a little bit of time. And this is what it looks like. I moved mine up a hair so that I had a little bit more room on the bottom, because this is where I'm going to put my sentiment. And this lovely stitched oval that came out from the die, I'm not going to use that in this video, but I think I'm going to use it in my next episode. So I'm just going to set that aside. Never throw away your scraps. You can always use them for something. Now we're going to get started. I'm going to be using a stamp set that I got in the haul video from the other day from Divinity Designs. I'm using the Home for Christmas. Wednesdays are usually my Christmas card making days, so I stay ahead. But I got a little bit behind, missing yesterday. So I'm going to use that, but I'm also going to be using this Pine Tree Light stamp from Making a Scene Peddler's Den. I want to combine those together. Going to be using pan pastels, alcohol markers, and some glitter today. So we're going to start. I'll get out. Let's just set these aside. Other than the VersaFine Clair, I don't need them for just a moment, because we're going to do some stamping. Okay. The first thing I want to do is stamp the sentiment on this cutout piece. And I'll set this part aside. And I'm just going to put it in here. And the sentiment I thought I would put on there from this set is Christmas wishes from our home to yours. And I'm going to put that down in this bottom corner right there. And I have my waffle flower grip mitts in there. I'm still loving them. But I'm going to put a piece of acetate down, because I am not sure whether I have my stamp straight or not. So before I muck up my card, I am going to stamp just to see if my impression is straight, crooked, or whatever. And it's obviously quite crooked. All right. Well, that actually doesn't look too bad that way, but I want it straight. So we'll try it again here. Clean off my acetate and the rubber stamp. And let's try getting this a little straighter. Let's try that. Still a little crooked, but I'm getting closer. So let's see if I move it this way, perhaps. Let's just try that. There, that's the placement I want. So let's take the acetate out now. And you can use any plastic from packaging, what have you. This has, oh no, I've got some ink up there. Darn it. My goodness gracious. Oh, and of course I have, oh, there's my, let's see if I can get this off with my mono sand eraser. How did I get ink up there? Oh, knowing me, it's probably on a finger. that's good. That came off. All right. Let's get this sentiment stamped on here. And that is great. All right, so I'm just gonna clean off this. Those mono sand erasers, I just got mine on Amazon. I think it came in a pack of 2. It's 4 ink. Oh my gosh, it works great. Now, the only time it doesn't really work is on a colored cardstock that has the white center to it, because it tends to want to rub it right off. Now, oh my goodness, look what I did there. Thankfully, that's my extra piece, but I can actually turn that over and use it. Now, I'm going to put my next part down, and I just want to put this on it. This is not going to stick. I just want to get placement for my, I'm using the log cabin house from here, and I just want to get placement. And I will pick that up and set that aside carefully so I don't get ink on something else. Ah, Kathy, the messy crafter. And I'm going to stamp down the house first. Not doing a lot of stamping today. Oh, that's perfect. Clean this off. And that's all I'm using from that stamp kit. I did stamp this earlier on a piece of masking paper. It's a sticky paper, and I'm just going to put this over top of it for just a moment or two here. And as you can see, I cut the black outer lines off so that this is a hair smaller than the stamped image, because when I color the background, I want it not to have a white border around the stamp. And if you cut it right on the line or above the line, you get stamps everywhere. Now I'm going to take this tree stamp and I'm going to put it behind the house, but I don't want anything to come out the bottom. So I have a smaller piece of acetate here that I'm just going to lay down, because I want this to be behind the house but not showing in the front yard, if that makes sense. Okay, just going to use a little bit of mono adhesive because this is an unmounted stamp. And we're going to ink that up. I didn't need to go all the way down because I'm just doing a small portion behind the house here. Get a little bit more right in there. That's good. Now I'm just going to clean this off because my acetate, because I don't want to keep going. Now I'm going to put another tree to the left of that tree. I'm just using a wet wipe. Just kind of here. Just right beside it. It should still be sticky. Oh, that looks good. Oh, brought up the acetate, so I need to clean it off anyhow. And one more time stamping. This time, I kind of want the tree to be in the front yard. This is a little damp, so let me dry this stamp off so I don't make marks on my paper if I drop it. And I want this to be right about here. I want this whole tree. Some of it will be covered by the outer border. Move that acetate over and save that. Needs a little bit more in here. Yeah, I need a little bit more ink. It seems to be where the matte, oh, I don't need more ink, it's still on the stamp. Where the matte masking for the house is, it's not wanting to stamp right in there. That's okay, I will fill that in with some ink. Now, I want to color the sky. We're all done stamping, so we'll just set this stamp aside and take this out. I'm going to leave the mask on for just a moment. I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here. And I'm using a couple of different coloring mediums today. Look at my fingers here. Definitely don't want to get anything on my cards, more than I already have. Okay, I'm going to be coloring the sky with some pan pastels. And I'm going to use this dark blue for the sky. You don't have to color the whole paper because it's going to be, actually that's not working so great. Let me get a sponge. The Q-tips work good for small areas, but I found that these sponges for the Tim Holtz just allow you to blend it in and smooth it out a little bit better. A lot of this over here most likely will not show in the oval. Now, I'm going to lighten that up a little bit by using this. It's a pale and it's a pearlescent color to the sky. Just going over what I already did. Okay, now for down here, I want this to be like snow. So I'm just going to use the pale blue down here. Now I'm going to remove my mask. Oh, look at that. It looks like a mess till you peel up the masks, and then it's pretty cool. Because I want to put a little bit of this pale blue on the snow that's in front of the house. You could just use this as a card front if you didn't want the center design, the oval. And that's a possibility too. I'm just going to stack these. Now, for the trees, the Q-tips work great for the trees. I'm picking a slightly darker shade of green because this is more of a nighttime scene. Oh, yeah, see, that doesn't matter because that's going to be behind the card. So obviously this one's not going to be just the front of the card, but you could just blend all of this together, the whole width of your card. That would be kind of pretty, I think. And I might make one next week without the background. Without the oval, I mean. Most of this is going to be hidden. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the windows of the house, and I'm going to get a different Q-tip for that. Make it look like there's lights on in the house. See how stamps, especially these, they're called like making a scene. It makes everything look so beautiful. Like, I can't believe I put that together. Now I'm just going to color the house. This is like a log cabin. And it's okay if I go over the window because I can just go right back over. Oops. Wrong color. Go away. Oh, that added some nice shading. That wasn't bad. Not a bad mistake. And I'm going over the wreath on the door because I'm going to be coloring that in with my alcohol ink markers. All right. Done with the pan pastels unless I need to do a touch-up. Now for the wreath on the door, I'm using my Ohuhu art markers, the alcohol ink, and this is G872 Emerald Green. And I'm just going to go around. Could have used a lighter color if I was going for a daytime scene. Now for the bow on the wreath, I'm using R872 Tomato. There we go. Now, for the house highlights, I'm using E440 Bronze. And this is more the windowsills and the frame of the house. And don't worry if you're not very good at drawing straight lines like I'm not. I have a hard time creating a straight line even with a ruler. But it all looks good. The only one that's really going to be nitpicking your cards is you. And now there's just a small eave here. I forgot the upstairs window inside. Okay, now I'm going to highlight the house. This is E182 Putty. And for this, I'm going to do on the ends of the logs on the cabin. And just follow some random lines just to give it some depth, dimension, shadows. Just random. It shows that you can mix the chalks and the alcohol inks without any problems. Now, I've got, for the chimney, BG042. It's a cool gray. And on the, like the, the cement or the it's not putty, I can't think of the word, caulking like that goes between the bricks. I will just go back over with this same color and make it a little bit darker in those areas. I'm definitely trying to up my blending and color coordinating. Now, pretty much done with the coloring, so now we're gonna add some glitter. And for that, let's see, where did I put it? I have my Quickie glue pen, and I just need a piece. I'm going to add some glue. Now this goes on blue, but it dries clear. And I'm going to make the snow sparkle. There's a little bit of snow on the bottom of each window ledge. We're going to sparkle the bow just a hair, and a little bit in the snow in front of the house, and just hits or misses down here of snow. And I'm using ultra fine transparent crystal glitter. I got it at a convention. I think it was from Gary Berlin, and I believe his company's name has changed, and he's actually online now. The Cleveland Art Company. Just get off the excess glitter, and we have some sparkle and shine. Get some extra there. See if I can grab that up also. I've used this glitter a lot, and it's still overflowing. Okay, now let me just clean off my fingers here real quick. We can start assembling our card. And clean any glitter that's off here, and then dry it. Okay, now get our card base. This and our cut out portion, and let me guess, I lost it. Oh, there it is. That's how it will look. I'm going to pop up the back, so I just want to get this portion onto the card. And I'm going to glue that down with my Tombow Mono. You could use any glue you like, whichever your preference is. I think this would also have been pretty if I had to put some clear acetate on the front and then put the glitter on the acetate instead of on the actual card. That's that. Now, I think I want to, oh, Lord help me, I think I want to put a little bit of blue. See, I need to put a little bit of sky over here. So let's get the sky back out. Because I was a little off center with of where I thought my tree was going to be. And now I'll add the light blue. Now I got to put the green back on the tree. And I might have enough on here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to pop this up. I'm just want to make sure my surface is, well, to make sure my surface is clean, I'm just going to put a clean piece of paper here. And I'm going to use double-sided foam tape. This is the 1/2 inch. It's a low loft tape. I got this on Amazon. I don't think it was any particular brand. I tend to buy most of my craft supplies either in person at a convention or from Amazon. And then just a piece across the center. No, 2 pieces across the center. I just want to make sure that this stays up and doesn't get too smushed if you put it in the middle. And this is old. The parts of it tend to stick. I mean, the sticky part is perfect, but sometimes the top paper tends to stick to the sticky, the adhesive. Call it by the right name here, Kath. And now to give me a little wiggle room for placement, I'm just going to put, yeah, I got it off there, a little bit of liquid glue. Oh, that one's not going to, just used it. Just a slight line to keep the adhesive going and allow me to move it if I need to in placement. Now I'll stand up. That looks good. Let me put my weight on it here for a minute. I have an acrylic block. Okay. It's got glitter on it already. But I think I need 2 gold sequins. Well, let me just get some and try them. I got both gold and silver just to see. I thought gold because it would kind of coordinate with the house better. But let's try silver just to see. Yeah, no, gold. And I'm just going to put 2 right there. Well, yeah, just 2. 2 and only 2. It doesn't need any more than that. So let's glue those down. There. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this process. Get your stamps out, whatever they may be. Create windows. You could even pop up this window with a couple layers to even add more dimension. But that's it for today. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.